Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Gina once again, and I'm doing prompt 4 of CareDecember2024. Today, there are 3 questions that she asked us to check in with ourselves, to ask ourselves. One is, when is the last time you truly treated yourself? How did it make you feel? So these prompts were more about you treating yourself. How do you do that? When was the last time? Do you really treat yourself? So while I was doing this page, I divided it into 2. There's no, it's just a raw page, no gesso or anything on it. And I taped it off because I like to see that crisp division. To me, it gives it a nice frame. And I thought today that I would use other colors as well as pink, because we have to use pink. Well, it's about pink. This Care December 2024, it's about pink, but I can use other colors. So today I thought that I would try to incorporate other colors, and I wanted to start off with the other colors and then come in with my pink afterwards. While I was doing this, I kept thinking about treating myself and indulging, because that is something I don't normally do. So I had to constantly think about it, those words, while I was doing this, in order for me to make different choices. If I wasn't thinking about those words, I would definitely have made different choices on this page, but 2 separate pieces. So this is a piece of curtain that I did a project many years ago, and it was an assignment, a sewing assignment, and I never used it because it was just one piece, so I couldn't really use it. So I decided to just chop it up and use a cloth, because it's a nice piece of cloth. It's really light, and I like the color, and I was like, hey, I'm doing pink, and this is pink. So I thought I would bring it in today. It was kind of difficult because I don't know. And then I always want to do more sewing, but I don't do it. So I thought, since I'm indulging and I'm treating myself, I thought I would definitely try to sew today. And then that piece, the card on the left, I had done a piece with that some time ago, and there is a lot of pink in it, so I thought I would use it too. So I'm just gonna do some sewing, which was nice. I'm not sure what you call this, but I call it my threading assister, to assist with me threading the needle, because I can't see properly to get the thread through the needle, the eye of the needle anymore. So I use the assister, and it works really well. I will try and look it up to see if there's a specific name for it, and I'll put it in the description. But so that was the first question, which started me thinking, of course. The second question was, how do you balance indulgence with moderation in your life? And that is, I started to think about, for somebody who's not accustomed to indulging, when you do decide to indulge, I think it probably would be easy to overindulge because you're not accustomed indulging. I don't know. And then you'll have to find the balance, moderation. And I started to think about me and how would that affect me in my life, and in areas that I would like to indulge in, and where I could possibly overindulge, go overboard. And then question 3 was, who would you love to share a moment of indulgence with, and what would you share? Honestly, this one I didn't put too much thought into it, but personally I have very close people in my life, so I have very few people that I allow in my inner circle, and it would definitely be one of them, but it would also depend on what I'm indulging in. So if I decide to, let's say, do a little outdoor picnic on my own, I would probably want to share it with my daughter, because she appreciates some of the little things that I do, like nature and, listening to the leaves and watching the birds, and, if there are squirrels, you observe them, and yeah, I just think it's marvelous. And yeah, so, different situations, I would share it with different people because it depends on the person, Everybody's not into the same things I'm into. Yeah. So, didn't really think about that too much because it's different people. And, but I really enjoyed this prompt because it helped me to free up a little more. Because as I said, I've been wanting to sew, and I don't know, I keep myself from sewing, which is annoying because I like it. It's very relaxing to me. When I sew, I do like alteration. Well, like small things like hemming a garment or patching a hole or things like that. But it's very relaxing to me. But it's not something I do all the time. I have to make the time and sit and say, okay, I gather up all the pieces of clothes that need fixing and I pile it up. And then when I think it's been there long enough, I sit and I get it done all at once, and it's cool. So today it was nice. This was relaxing, and it's very. I realized also I like sewing paper, even by hand. I like the act of stitching. It's just relaxing. You get to think, or you could watch a show, and yeah, it's cool. So I enjoyed this very much. I didn't realize the book was so high up. I do apologize, but here I really tried to get the piece in and the pieces in, and I wasn't sure where to put what, so I did spend quite a bit of time trying to figure those things out, but I did get it. It worked out. It worked out. So I have these sewn. I kind of like it. It doesn't lay as flat as I would like. I was trying to open out the threads of the cloth, and here I was trying to see if the ends of the cloth could somehow fit in, but it didn't feel right. It looks okay now, but it didn't feel right when I was trying it out, so I just left them out. And now I'm going to sew below here, but down on this one I'm going to do X's because I just think it's cute and fun rather than just going in a straight line. I would love to practice doing other shapes, maybe a flower or a leaf or something. Yeah, I think I'll investigate that and see how that works out. But this was fun. I don't know how many of you like to sew in your projects, or what would indulging, when you are doing your art, what does indulging feel like or look like while you're doing your art? Because for me, it's sewing. I know for others, sewing is it's nothing, it's a small thing, it's easy. But for me, it's an indulgence because it's something I don't normally do. So what is something that what would you call indulging in your art experience? I really had fun indulging in these two pieces, because definitely the top one is definitely not something I would normally do for me. Here I'm struggling trying to get the knot as close to the page as possible so that it doesn't loosen. And then afterwards I realized that I could actually put tape. I forgot about I was like, but Gina, you could just put piece of tape. But it's fine. So I really like how those X's looked, and I thought it would be fun to do a different color down below, so I did the pink X's down below on the left. I didn't like the bump that was happening there, so I just cut off that excess, and I put a piece of tape to keep it in place, and it laid the cloth, it was much flatter, and I like that better. So now I'm coming in with some pink, because I'm supposed to be using, I wanted to use more pink on it, and I found it didn't have enough pink other than the X's, so I'm just making some marks. And this paint is acrylic, but it's pretty translucent, but I actually like that about it. Here I'm adding some paint to the cloth because I don't know, it felt like it kind of wasn't blending in very well. I felt, so I just added some paint to that, and even though I like the translucency of the paint, I still wanted it to show up a bit more, but I knew it would still be translucent. So I just dried it and I added another layer on those marks, and I felt a lot better. And now I saw this butterfly. I was looking for a stencil, and I saw this butterfly and I thought it would look pretty cool on top, but I don't know, it felt like too much, like it would just be too much. And then I had this leaf that I traced and I cut out, and I thought I'm going to add pink leaves because it doesn't really have much pink on this, and I didn't want to add green because I found there's enough green on it. So I thought, let's do pink. So before I add the pink, because it is translucent, I'm going to add some white to make it a bit more opaque, and then I'm going to add the pink over it, which was fun. I was a bit concerned because I wasn't really sure how it would look. But that's one thing I like about stenciling, because I like when it's done and you lift it off and then you see the product after. It's like, oh, okay, that was really good. Or, not quite what I wanted. So I was excited to lift this off and see what happened underneath. I found the pink was very plain, so I'm just adding some white, just where it hits the stem, just to branch out a bit, just to give it some more interest. Because I've just found it was just too plain and too boring and too flat. So I'm trying to liven it up a bit. And there it is, but I found I was looking too separate, so I'm just drawing in just connecting everything, the leaves to the stem, and trying to make it actually look like a, piece of a branch, because it's too disconnected. And then, since we have the blue in the back, I thought it would be cool to have some blue coming in on the leaves, but just a gentle touch of it. So I'm just adding in those little strokes, very, very gentle, very light touches of it. And here I'm trying again with the butterfly to see if it could really work, and I was like, yeah, no. So that was it. I decided to remove the tape and see what, if there's anything else I want to add. But that's it. Let me know what you think. I really love the one with the pink leaf branch thing. I love it so much. And the one on top isn't bad either. It's cool in its own right. I like it. But I really love the one below. And I love the X's. Yes, I really like it. So let me know what you think. I hope it inspired you to create and indulge and treat yourself. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!